Oh my god, this was the fastest and the creepiest personality test I have ever done without my awareness or knowledge. Hi friends! Can you imagine a world where every single email or a message you get suddenly seem nice and fun and motivate you to actually respond and get into the conversation? Or when a recruiter is writing to you with an open position, you're actually getting the positions that fit your personality and preferences somehow. And oh my god, the language that this organization communicates in is just what you would have wanted. This scenario might sound like a dream, and it already is happening due to predictive AI. Predictive artificial intelligence is revolutionizing the sales and recruiting fields, and today I want to show you one specific tool that I discovered that you can also use in order to raise your recruiting and sales game to a little bit of a higher level. There is also a little bit of a dark side to it. Of course, a big question is privacy and data, and when I show you the tool and what it can do, you will understand why. Because oh my god, this was the fastest and the creepiest personality test I have ever done without my awareness or knowledge. So basically the AI did it using my open data without notifying or letting me know in any way. And that's why I find it such an important topic to share with you, so you are aware of what's going to happen, and it's just mind-blowing. So sorry. One statement about artificial intelligence, I use the term predictive AI. We have generative AI. So this is, for example, ChatGPT, where you can ask a question and the model will give you an answer. So it generates content. The AI type I'm talking about today is predictive AI, which is the type of AI that can take a lot of information or data and analyze it to make predictions or suggestions. So that's the tool we're going to explore today. And literally, it's like reading a crystal ball. The tool is called Crystal AI. So let me share my screen just so I can show you how creepy and freaky and awesome at the same time it is, but more creepy and freaky than awesome in my opinion. Still, I just want to walk you through it to see what is possible. So first of all, we're gonna go to the website Crystal knows. The personality data platform reveals the disc personality profile for any buyer, so sales team can maximize the impact of every conversation. The disc personality profile, this has been used for a long time in business settings, in personality assessments, etc. So there is nothing so wrong with it. And this AI uses the data in order to assign this personality profile to the person from whose this data is coming. It's already been used by multiple Fortune 500 companies like Coca-Cola, Google, Amazon for various business areas, from team collaboration through hiring to sales. The accuracy of this model, it's around 80%. And for the personality test part of it, 97%. So it's extremely accurate. You can see here some snippets of how people are already, categorized based on different aspects, from how adverse are you to risk, are you more trusting or skeptical, are you optimistic or pragmatic. That's a funny scale. I kind of consider myself to be both. Like, what is optimistic? Is it like not being pragmatic? Like what? Anyway, this is a problem, right? Part of a problem, that not all of us will fit those boxes. And then you can see some tips how to communicate with this type of person, how to prepare for the meetings, how to persuade them to something, how to sell something to them, and also grab their attention in an email, for example. I will walk you through it. You're gonna be shocked, really. I have already installed it here and I'm logged in, and I want to show you some options with this tool later. But first, I'd like to navigate to my LinkedIn profile. Marika Dubia, LinkedIn. By the way, use Ecosia instead of Google whenever you can, so you plant some trees. Because especially with the age of AI, we're going to use so much energy for every single AI search. AI search consumes 7 times more energy than normal search. So, I don't have very good feeling about it. But so at least plant trees whenever you can and limit your screen time. So there we go. This is my predicted profile based on my LinkedIn profile. And I did this personality test while I was still working at Swarovski, and I remember that I had the result I for influential. So this is actually extremely accurate in my case. Of course, if I dig in, probably there will be some details that I will not identify with, like, I just mentioned optimistic versus pragmatic, like what the heck is that scale? But overall, it's impressive. And you can see some key points about my own behavior. So as every stranger can know exactly how I'm gonna act, what is important to me, writing styles, use emotions. It's so crazy. And what drains me, feeling micromanaged, spending too much time alone, whatever, we don't need to read all this. And okay, in fairness, this is just a personality profile. So this is a prediction, and a lot of people could be put into these boxes. But my point is, somebody is doing that, taking data from LinkedIn.
What do I have to do to get a little privacy?
To be fair, the second profile I researched was that of my boss, of course, and some of my work colleagues who are also interested in such tools. So I didn't ask them for permission to use their data before running them through this. And let's have a look what else is here. Quick meeting tips. I need to email Marika so I can persuade to take action. Let's say somebody wants to motivate me to do something, or rather manipulate me, maybe. Depends which word you prefer. You can do this. Hey, Marika. Well, I can tell you that such brief communication, it really is something that I cannot resist. And of course, the personalized thing. How do you feel about it? Thanks. And some phrases you can use in your email to get me, like you can even get the playbook for Marika. Like, this makes me so sad. Anyway, let's continue. And you can also adapt your own disc profile to the potential lead's profile in order to learn how to sell to that person. And also you have here 5 different stages of a sales process. Maybe you already have proposal and negotiation, and then you have some tips how to discuss money with me. Show your pricing models through colorful graphics and charts. I won't reveal if that works for me, okay? I really won't. But basically you have a playbook. You just means you can get every single thing, like, there you go. This is the influencer type. Marika tends to have lots of charisma. Well, let me know in the comments if you agree. And might lack patience sometimes. It's really crazy. Like, I actually like it on the one side, because the teams that invested some resources into helping the teammates better understand each other's individual makeup, like this kind of profile, they tended to be more appreciative and more successful in the end. But to know that any stranger or a salesperson selling whatever crap I do not care about can get this and push on the right buttons to get to me and persuade me to do stuff, like, oh my God, I'm so grateful that I'm aware of this now, because at least I'm going to be more prepared for that. And this is what I wanted to show you next. So I showed you the extension in there, and literally you could get, I think, the profiles of every single person who's on LinkedIn. But I cannot verify this because I already ran out of trial credits by looking up my boss and some colleagues and friends. If you want to have a look at Bill Gates' profile, let me know if it worked for you. Like, what personality does he have? Now, let's have a look at the tools within the platform itself. And I already showed you this individual playbook, like how to play Marika. So Marika likes you and is not negative towards your pitches and ideas. Look, fun, adventurous storytelling. Oh my God. It's good that I married a totally different guy to me, because we always consult the big decisions. Right, but another tool that is here is Writing Assistant, and this is also interesting. Like, look, let's imagine that I wanted to send a message to somebody, which I don't necessarily feel like generating myself right now, so I could use ChatGPT motivation letter. So Here you can see generative AI in action. I'm just going to take a half of it and go back to the writing assistant. And there we go. Now this is how you can apply for a job. You go to LinkedIn, find the recruiter, check her personality, and send her a letter by adapting it to her type. You can really make the small tweaks so that you kind of speak the language that is more likely to resonate with a specific personality type. That's the point of this tool. Let's see what else is here. Create teams. You can make some. So this is basically, I told you already, like 90% of Fortune 500 companies, they already use this tool. So a message to you, if you get a job rejection in the future, it could be that in the team there is already a red person, green person, yellow person, and they really, really want to have a blue one, and you are not a blue one. So never take any rejections personally. It's so many factors impacting who actually gets a job. It's not only the competence and not always only merit. We've been lied to at school. Sorry to be so blunt. Outlook. You can also actually integrate it with your mail. Basically, what you allow by this extension is for this tool, this AI, to access and read through and correct every single information, no matter how confidential. So this freaks me out. This is actually creeping me out, because whenever I need to ask something, in the generative AI, I'm removing any facts, figures, whatever is confidential, because this could be also used to train future models. By the way, if you go to settings, if you already use ChatGPT, your permission to use your conversations to train future models is enabled by default, so you can actually change it here. I have a German one here, but it's basically data setup, and it says improve the model for others, which means basically use your conversations to train the model for everybody. Of course, we protect your data privacy. You humans, some of you maybe do. I don't really believe that the model can protect my data privacy itself. And this is why I disabled it lately. All right, I think that's all I have to share today. My head is kind of full, after all this, because it's been quite of a... I discovered this tool with really mixed feelings. It can go in a really good direction, but it can go in a really bad direction where, recruiting and hiring becomes very superficial, because people are just going to be put into specific boxes by predictive AI, and we're not going to analyze anymore to such extent their ability to deal with stress or really communicate with colleagues on day-to-day basis without the use of AI. Because with this, writing assistants that I could show, every single psycho could communicate and become the most lovely and empathetic colleague.
This is fine.
I really don't have a good feeling about it. And additionally, a lot of AI is being misused currently to recognize people and target them. I have mixed feelings about these developments, but what do you think? And did you manage to get the personality type of Bill Gates? Let me know in the comments, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon again. Take care. Bye.